Yo, what's up everyone? My name is Andrew Warren, and in today's video, we're going to be doing our daily transparency update as usual. And if you're new here, that just pretty much includes me talking about the portfolio's gains or losses for every single stock market day. And sometimes we have really good days like recently, and then on the other hand, we also have days where we're down around $20,000 to $30,000. But I always like to keep it real with you all. And we also are going to be talking about Tesla stock and this $5 billion stock offering that was recently announced today, and some discussion on that as well, including its relation to the lead up between now and S&P 500 inclusion. So a lot of different things to talk about. And once again, of course, this seems like an everyday thing now, but Tesla stock has not only had an all-time high record close today, but it also reached an all-time high share price in general as well. So as always, please make sure to smash that like button if you enjoy the Tesla videos. But getting right into this one, like I said, this is pretty impressive for us to be hitting another all-time high for the share price today, with it being one of those days where they've announced a $5 billion stock offering. Keep in mind though, that's around only like a 0.8% capital raise compared to the market cap, so it's actually not even a 1% stock offering, which is actually a really good thing because this means that it doesn't take up a very notable percentage in terms of this offering, yet they're also getting $5 billion. And I have to admit, I'm actually a big fan of this move. I think it simply makes sense at this point in time. If we imagine just another $5 billion on Tesla's balance sheets, that's near $20 billion almost that they are just free to use at any point in time necessary. Whether it's a situation that comes out of nowhere where they need the extra capital to use, then they now have it. And it's just one of those things, as they say, sometimes the best times to raise capital are when you least need it, because once you do need it, you don't know where the stock price could be at. You don't know how many shares you're going to have to give up to get to that price that you need, or whatever you're needing to use for whatever situation that is. But that's the whole point of it. This is just a situation that made complete sense to raise capital, and I cannot be mad at them for that, because all this is going to do is propel this exponential growth in the future of this company, and it's going to benefit the company in the long term. And I can understand why some people would be a little bit frustrated, like those with call options or those based on short-term trading plays, but as a long-term investor, all I see is this helping out the business much more in the future. It enables them to make purchases that could benefit the business that they would have otherwise reconsidered or held off on just because of various different factors, and they don't want to go too crazy with spending. And even with this near $20 billion in the cash reserve, keep in mind, we'll get further news on whether this has all actually been sold. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they sold every single bit of it today. But like I said, in the future, with this $20 billion being available, I still don't think Tesla will change their spending habits in terms of efficiency. Just because they have $20 billion in the fund doesn't mean they're automatically going to start going crazy with spending. We already got some hints on this topic with a recent email by Elon Musk, where he basically sent out an email to all of his employees saying that just because their stock is valued really high, it doesn't mean that we can start wasting money like crazy. That's basically what he said. And he talked a little bit about profitability, and to me that was all about making sure that his workers don't become complacent just because the stock looks good right now, because we are a ways off from its valuation in terms of what this company is making right now. But all of us long-term investors know that already. We're buying this stock because we're looking a lot further out than a lot of other typical investors out there. A lot of us are simply long-term investors that are looking 10 plus years in the future. And if you look that far out, at least in my opinion, I think this company is undervalued in a scenario like that the further you look out. However, that's just my personal perspective and opinion. Nothing that I see in this video is to be considered financial advice. But overall, I look at this stock offering as a good thing because it simply puts Tesla in a much better position. And I even said a few months ago with the other stock offering that I would have been actually happy with a $10 billion stock offering. Back then it was only $5 billion, I think. So I'm actually happy with this because I thought they should have raised a bit more capital in the first place just to put them in a better position. But at least with this point in time, it worked out even better for them because now they have a higher share price that they're likely going to be selling it at compared to a few months ago. So in retrospect, on a $10 billion offering, this was actually a much better way to do it because now the share price is a bit higher and they're getting more for what they're selling. So I'm actually really excited about the stock offering. And of course, if we take a look earlier today, it kind of dipped a little bit towards the beginning of the morning, but we actually ended up with a green day at the end of the day. So this is just the cherry on top. It seems like some of the market realized that in the long term, this stock offering is really not going to be relevant other than giving Tesla that extra advantage to grow their business even more. There's really not a downside to this stock offering unless we're talking about investors that only care about the short-term movements of the stock, which is not why I invest in this company. But taking a look at Tesla stock's movement for today, as you can see from Yahoo Finance, it says the all-time high share price was $651.25, and that is higher than every previous high. Yesterday was an all-time high, and we beat yesterday's number, which was $648.79. And then if we take a look at the all-time high close, it's also a new record at $649.88 compared to the previous $641.76. And keep in mind, this 641 number yesterday, that was actually a huge beat based on previous record numbers. So we are continuing to see all-time high numbers for the share price for Tesla, and that is during a day where they've announced a $5 billion stock offering. Keep in mind, last time that happened, that led to around like a minus 22% drop, multiple red days in a row, and that was around the peak of the battery day hype. So this is actually looking pretty good in terms of market sentiment and just judging on the short-term movements, because there doesn't seem to be as much negative sentiment around this offering this time around. I have seen a few people on Twitter kind of complaining about it, but like I said, what really matters for me is that this is all about the long-term vision, and all this does is make it easier for Tesla to grow in the future and gain a foothold over the quote competition. Just seeing that we ended this market day on a positive note with a green day compared to how that turned out last time, it just seems that people are starting to wake up and realizing that this is actually a good thing for Tesla, and I think that this could be also a major convincing factor for institutional investors out there, and especially those that track index funds like the ones that are going to have to decide on making a purchase, like with the S&P 500, then I think this actually helps even more with that decision and making them more comfortable with buying into Tesla stock, because I think most institutional investors out there, they would likely agree with raising capital, because it just makes sense. Like I said, raise money when you don't need it, and then you've got it for later when you do, and all it really does is just add that extra cushioning there and provide opportunity when possible acquisitions need to be made or just simply reinvestment in the company. But just taking a look at the portfolio for today, we are currently at a value of $264,979.83, and in the normal market hours today, we had a plus 1.39% gain. That is plus $3,604.14, and in the after hours today, we had a plus 0.90% gain, which is plus $2,361.23. And I just want to emphasize this here as well, where the portfolio is starting to grow a little bit more in value. I just cannot believe that we are at this point in time. I mean, I can believe it in terms of I knew that Tesla stock would grow over time, but it's just crazy seeing this number for the portfolio and to realize that I've been able to grow it this much in just a matter of a few months. I remember when we were near like 120K just a few months ago. But moving back onto what I was going to mention, I want to emphasize the fact that now that I've been able to grow this portfolio up to this point, just taking a look at a 1% movement, well, a little bit more than that, but with the normal market hours with that 1.39% movement, that's a $3,604 gain. That's a pretty crazy gain in one day, and all of that is because I've managed to grow this portfolio significantly, and now that I'm at this level, even the smallest gain in a day, whether that's 1 or 2%, that's a lot of money in a day for me to gain. Just referencing this in comparison to my income, it's an absolute game changer, and that's why I always say stock market investing is one of the biggest ways to change your economic class, and I really think that is the truth. This portfolio is going to change my life forever as I hold it for the long term, and there's just something nice about knowing you have this and seeing it constantly grow, and it's just really motivating. That's why I always try to emphasize investing on this channel, because I really wish I knew about this when I was 18. I would have been maxing out my Roth IRA every year, just grinding and making sure that I took care of that, but it's just so worthwhile, and I really want to emphasize that, because like I said, once you start getting up into these higher numbers, even a 1% gain is a crazy amount of money gained in one day. Just taking a look at the rest of the time frames for the portfolio, for the past week, we are currently at plus 19.93%. That is plus $44,031.77. For the past month, we are currently at plus 47.87%. That is plus $85,838.48. For the past 3 months, we are currently at plus 80.12%. That is plus $117,903.43. For the past year, we are currently at plus 158.02%. That is plus $162,335.20. And then for the all-time, we are at plus 158.22%, which is $162,417.22. And then just taking a look at Tesla specifically, for today's return, combining the normal market hours and the after hours, we are at plus 2.17%. That's plus $6,187.13. And then for the total return, almost at 100% at plus 97.73%. That is plus $143,840.72. With this video, I just wanted to update you all on the portfolio and talk about Tesla stock a little bit, the lead up to S&P 500 inclusion, and this $5 billion stock offering. So please make sure to smash that like button if you enjoyed this video, and definitely make sure to check out my referral links to Robinhood and Webull if you don't already have an account. Especially with Webull right now, you can get 4 free stocks in total, 2 valued up to $250 for signing up with my referral link, and then another 2 valued up to $1,600 for depositing $100 into your Webull account. You should be able to take that $100 deposit right back out after you get your free stocks. That's what I did, and it worked for me, but I just wanted to let you all know about that, since it's basically just nice passive income with minimal effort, and it also helps support the channel, which I really appreciate. But I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a fantastic rest of your week.